the general proposition that there is an all-knowing, all-powerful, and benevolent God, and the existence of evil in the world is a contradiction that I think cannot stand the test of scrutiny in any religious tradition. So what I have to say about it in the Christian tradition, I will argue, is applicable in any tradition that makes those same claims. Now, how can a world like ours be so full of suffering if there is such a perfect and powerful deity governing it? Well, the most common explanation is that it's our fault. And in the Christian tradition, that the emblem of that is the fall from grace. Adam and Eve had free will. They were told what to do and what not to do, and they made a bad choice, and we're still paying the price. That, in a few words, is the most common explanation for the existence of evil in the world. I am going to attempt to debunk that claim and a few others very quickly, and I want to do this in three modes: historical, empirical, and philosophical, all within the limitations of the time that you've given me. So, I can't cover the full spectrum of evil in the world, but let's just take lightning. For many thousands of years, most people accepted the theologian's explanation that lightning was an expression of God's anger for sin in the world. And this was not an entirely unreasonable thing to believe in the pre-scientific world. We're all familiar with the idea of Zeus sitting in a cloud throwing thunderbolts at people who'd made him mad. But this was a view almost identically held in the Christian world. Popes and Protestant leaders alike throughout the Middle Ages made statements affirming that lightning strikes were expressions of God's vengeance. Then in 1752, Benjamin Franklin conducted his famous experiment represented on this handout with a kite, a string, and a key, and showed that lightning is nothing but a big surge of ordinary electricity. Being a practical genius, Benjamin Franklin shortly after invented the lightning rod, and it was installed in many places throughout Boston and on many homes, but churches generally declined to accept it. They thought it would be impious to put a lightning rod on a church steeple. And in Germany in particular, the lightning rod was banned for 30 years after its invention. Now, during that time in Germany, 400 churches were struck by lightning. 120 church personnel, including at least one priest, were killed by lightning strikes. And during that time, not a single brothel or bar in Germany was reported hit by lightning. Make of that what you will.